Hey, I'm Mark. Get in here, take a seat, sit down, shut your pie holes. Oh, what now? No. Oh, geez, Lou and Tyler, too. I see not all the synapses are firing up there. And we refer to that as connectile dysfunction. Hey, close the door before somebody walks by. Why? Because I'm a history teacher and I'm going rogue. You know, when you're teaching history in a classroom, you might find those students that are less than appreciative of the things that Grandma and Grandpa have left them. It's the nature of the beast. Look for opportunities to engage students, even if it's the result of last Saturday's college football game. Mr. Haggard, why are they Oklahoma Sooners or Kansas Jayhawks? Why are they the Tennessee Volunteers? What were they volunteering for? Right, for what were they volunteering? Those colleges have selected mascots that have important historical and regional significance for their schools. Then there are those schools that give us no help at all. Let's discuss the 10 worst mascot names in college sports. So what are our parameters for our list? What makes for a bad mascot? Number 1, does the mascot lack historical or regional significance? Number 2, is the mascot overused? Number 3, does the mascot lack an intimidation factor? Yeah, I think that about does it. So these are the 10 best, worst mascots in college sports. Let's go rogue. Number 10, vegetation should not be a mascot. Scottsdale Community College Fighting Artichokes? Yeah. Now, if your team is a tree, that's not very intimidating, unless it's marching out of Middle Earth or attacking someone like that poor kid in Poltergeist. I don't see an Indiana State Sycamore doing either of those, nor do I see that from our number 10 on our list, the Ohio State Buckeyes. Sorry, Buckeye fan, you better bring more than Brutus to the Rose Bowl, because that tree isn't striking a whole lot of fear into me. But that's okay. Most trees are just happy little accidents. Number 9, if your team is a color, that's not very intimidating either. Really? Crimson? You're coming after my girlfriend? How about I doubt it? We'll give a reluctant pass to the Syracuse Orange, because until a few years ago, they were the Orange Men, a reference to the original Dutch colonists in New York. Remember, New Amsterdam. But they dropped the gender-specific part of the name to be more inclusive, I guess. If you put an adjective in front of your color, it only makes it worse. Cornell, big red. Dartmouth, big green. But let's stop picking on the Ivy League. The number 9 worst mascot in college sports, the North Texas Mean Green. Really? You're in Texas? You can't find something Texas-sized for your mascot? You pick a color and put angry in front of it? Oy vey. If your mascot is just a made-up word, then you got some explaining to do. I'm inclined to give a pass to the Indiana Hoosiers, even though no one can explain to me exactly what a Hoosier is, other than someone from the state of Indiana. But as one of the greatest sports movies ever, you get a pass. Hawkeyes? Hoyas? Huh? Number 8, though. How about the Virginia Tech Hokies? The logo is a castrated turkey. Now, how we know it's castrated, I don't know. He's got more of a foghorn leghorn look to him. Say, boy, listen up, yeah. Apparently the term Hokie originated from an old school chant when the school was Virginia Polytechnic Institute, or VPI. Hokie, Hokie, Hokie High, Tech, VPI. Your mascot's a cheer. Number 7, Bulldogs. I'm not sure why Bulldogs became such a popular nickname. My alma mater, Fresno State, we were the Bulldogs. But not just Fresno, but any school that uses Bulldogs. Mississippi State, Georgia, Gonzaga, Yale, Citadel, Gardner-Webb, South Carolina State. Intimidation factor? Well, if you look at Blue from Butler, or any of the other 15 Bulldogs in Division I, they aren't very big. They got flat faces and short legs. I mean, I think I would rather have a German Shepherd or a Rottweiler taking the field rather than a Bulldog. Number 6, how about big cats that are native to North America? Intimidating? Check. Local? Check. Original? Well, cougars? No, not that kind. Yes, that kind. They can be found at Houston, BYU, Washington State, College of Charleston, Chicago State, Southern Illinois University at Edwardsville. Bobcats? You're not fooling anyone. you're just a cat with sideburns. Montana State, Texas State, Ohio University, Quinnipiac. The number 6 worst college mascot, though, has to be the Wildcats. Yes, Wildcats are native to America, but how unoriginal. Arizona, Villanova, Northwestern, Kansas State, Kentucky, Weber State, New Hampshire, Davidson, Bethune-Cookman, Abilene Christian. Come on. 5. Isn't there enough evil in the world? Maybe I'm a religious fanatic, but anything with devils or demons is just too weird. Duke, Arizona State, DePaul, Mississippi Valley State, Northwestern State. Number 5, though, the worst college mascot, the Wake Forest Demon Deacons. So a demon is like this minion of Satan, and a deacon is one of the leaders of a church. What's going on here? Is this a church leader that's demon-possessed? What makes this worse is Wake Forest is a Baptist school. Baptists, man. They can't play cards or go to movies, but the demon-possessed guy can work for the betterment of the local church? Crazy. Number 4. Where did people get the idea that someone from the ancient world would make an interesting mascot? Raiders? Like from Colgate or Wright State, or Raiders of some color, whether they're blue from Middle Tennessee State or purple from Mount Union or red from the Texas Institute of Technology, or if they're from the University of Chicago. Knights, whether they're from Central Florida or Fairleigh Dickinson, or a knight of some color like the Black Knights of West Point or the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers. Or the knights that say, "Knee." I wonder, did the Spartan survivors of the Peloponnesian War make their way to East Lansing, or San Jose, or Greensboro, or Norfolk? Nevertheless, though, the number 4 worst college mascot has got to be the Trojans. What's this about? This city might not have even existed, and if it did, it was 3,000 years ago. Then they were the ones that lost in the war they fought against Brad Pitt. Oh, he's Achilles. The guy with the heel. Yeah, whatever. Hey, USC, bad call. Dun, 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 dun. Number 3, people, man. The working man. We love the Purdue Boilermakers. We've got miners at Texas El Paso, lumberjacks at Northern Arizona, the $6 million men at Steve Austin University. Gentlemen, we can rebuild him. We have the technology. What's that? Oh, Stephen F. Austin? Bummer. And they're lumberjacks too? We got Cornhuskers at Nebraska, Wheat Shockers at Wichita State, Wyoming, Oklahoma State, McNeese State. They're all cowboys. Can't argue with that. But the number 3 worst mascot is the Aggies. There's nothing interesting about Aggies. Whether it's North Carolina A&T or Utah State or New Mexico State or UC Davis, or the big grande of all Aggies, Texas A&M. So what's your major? Agriculture. Oh, okay. Aggies, man. Number 2, we get a lot of birds as mascots. Creighton Blue Jays, Long Island University at Brooklyn Blackbirds, Louisville or Ball State Cardinals, Temple or Florida Atlantic University are the Owls, Bowling Green and Air Force are the Falcons. How about the Roadrunners? University of Texas San Antonio or Cal State Bakersfield? Meep, meep. Oh, Wiley, you are a genius. Hawks is used by a lot of schools, 15 at the last count. St. Joseph's is simply the Hawks. Other schools think it's cool to put an adjective in front of it. It's still a Hawk. So University of Seattle, Southeastern Missouri State, and Miami of Ohio are all Red Hawks. Other Hawks, Skyhawks, Warhawks, Seahawks, Riverhawks, Shorehawks, Mountain Hawks. Final score from the first round of the NCAA tournament, 15 seed Lehigh Mountain Hawks 75, number 2 seed Duke 70. But the number 2 worst mascot, overused only a little bit more than Hawks. How about one of the 16 Eagles in Division I athletics? Number 1, the worst mascot in college athletics. How did big cats from Africa or South America become free game for American college mascots? The Marquis de Lafayette was a French advisor to George Washington during the Revolutionary War. There was so much that Lafayette University could have done. Give me any French word. Eiffel, Coeur Dijon, oui, oui, oh, oh. You went with leopards? Well, It's the only leopard in Division I, so Lafayette, I guess you get a pass. There are only a couple of jaguars and a few panthers. Lions, even if you put a nonsense word in front of it, looking at you, Penn State, it's still a lion. Clemson is the college football champion again, but how many tigers do we have to deal with? 13 at last count. 3 in the SEC. How about this? Auburn University uses tigers as its mascot, then releases an eagle from the top of Jordan-Hare Stadium before each game. What's that about? Well, Auburn was losing a game against Georgia in 1892. One of the Auburn fans was a Civil War veteran who found an eagle on the battlefield and kept him as a pet. He brought the eagle to the game, but the bird got away from him and started flying around the stadium. The home crowd cheered as the bird swooped around the stadium. And as it did, Auburn moved the football against the Georgia defense, and the cheers became the cry of "War Eagle." As the eagle continued flying around the field, Auburn scored twice more and eventually defeated Georgia. After the game, the bird fell to the ground and died. But like a phoenix from the flames, the War Eagle was born. So Auburn, why keep the tiger around if you have some awesome razor-sharp taloned War Eagle flying over the heads of your opponent? Anyway, for its lack of originality, lack of regional historical significance, the number one worst college mascot is the Memphis, Princeton, Grambling, Pacific, Tennessee State, Savannah State, Jackson State, Towson, Texas Southern, Missouri, LSU, and Auburn Tigers. Let me know, was I correct? Are you upset because your rival school didn't make the list? What's the best, worst nickname in college athletics? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for dropping by. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something new about the history of the world you live in. Like and subscribe if you did. I want to thank my producer, Casey Moulton. And who's that on the teleprompter? Who's that on the teleprompter? Nicole. Thank Nicole for being here on the teleprompter. Also want to thank Mr. Brent Allen for letting us use his studio here on the campus of Columbia High School. I hope you had fun. I sure did, but I won't quit my day job. And I hope to see you again real soon. Remember, I'm Mark Haggard. I'm a history teacher, and I'm going rogue. B-U-L-L-D-O-G-S. Go, dogs, go. Fight, dogs, fight. Go, dogs. Da, 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 da.